Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. Apologies, this is a little bit delayed, but I was a little bit behind with the amount of stuff I'd been tagged in today. We're going to start with the Smackdown folder. We're going to work our way through this. It's in a bit of a mixed up order. And so we're going to start with this from OTC. Probably the biggest news, Michael Cole confirming that wrestlers are going to be moving brands very soon. Now, we don't know, obviously, when the moves are going to happen. I would imagine that they're setting up a few surprises for that first Raw Netflix show. So that's kind of when I'm thinking we're going to get the payoff, of course, because we want as many surprises and moments and talking points as possible for those first Netflix shows. So I think we're going to see a good few weeks of this, a lot of conversations. Maybe not everyone that we see in the background is definitely going to move, right? But obviously, those are the people that we're going to speculate about, right? We know that it is Raw, it is SmackDown, it is NXT involved as well. So I think this is the biggest story, the fact that we're going to see superstars changing brands just like this. Gio the Theo, shout out to you. So Sam saying it looks like Dom might be traded to SmackDown. Now, no sign of Liv, just Dom on his own. I don't know if he would move on his own, if Liv would go with him. That's important because she is currently the women's champion. So, of course, if she is going to move brands, that would suggest that the SmackDown Women's Champion is going to move brands. That person currently, Nia Jax. So, interesting, right? Obviously, we could be seeing champions switching over. So, this could just be Dominik on his own, but I don't know why he would want to leave Liv behind. I'm thinking Liv would go with him. If Liv goes, I think Raquel will go. And as we said, what with Liv being champion, that would mean that we're going to have to switch the women's champions over. So this is actually kind of a big deal. It has a lot more repercussions than it just being Dom. But him talking with Nick Aldis, heavily teasing that he could be on his way to SmackDown. It's Bryn again, shout out to you, and really good shout this from It's Bryn again, pinging this, I think, before the turn. So notice how Tommaso's beard is slowly turning grey. It reminds me of his slow descent into the black heart, and it's true, anyone with a slightly grey beard, 100% heel. There's no two ways about it, 100% heel. So we can see how it is starting to go back to being grey. Is he moving back to being the black heart? Of course, we know what would happen later in the show. DIY would turn heel. I think Tommaso has kind of been quite heel for a while now, but it's Johnny that would turn. But of course, they did it at the right time. They did it where they actually won the tag team championships. So really pleased for DIY. I was really pleased for them. This is Nia, right? So here, look, Che said, notice every time Bianca brings up Jade, Naomi is right there beside her. She did that shiz crying face. Nia said, I didn't touch her. She probably took herself out. Off on another tropical vacation somewhere. So Nia is under the impression that Jade might have just took herself out so that she could go off on another tropical vacation. I did enjoy that. Talking of that DIY turn, as soon as it happened, Karrion tweeted this out. And I'm still waiting, actually, for someone to have created a graphic showing me how Karrion is responsible for this. Because pretty much any heel turn that seems to happen in WWE seems to be as a result of Karrion Kross. So I've been waiting a few hours and I've not seen that graphic yet. So if anyone's got a picture of DIY and Karrion together, it doesn't really matter when, pop that out, then put the moment where Johnny does the low blow, and I promise you'll get loads of likes, right? I promise you'll get loads of likes. So there we go. Karrion tweeting that out after DIY turned. We got this as well. Josie said, why is Naomi being messy? She's naming names like she's trying to deflect attention from herself. It was 100%. It was her. 100%. Let's play this clip.
Something is wrong here. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Clock it, said Nia. I've got to tell you, Naomi, after tonight's SmackDown, was trending. She was trending. People seem to have watched this episode and they have made their mind up. It was Naomi. I actually still don't know. It could be some of that classic misdirection. Could be making you think Naomi, and boom, it's revealed to be Bianca. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. But it seems like X have made their mind up after tonight's SmackDown. Fightful, Nick Aldis just said he's got someone very special in line to face Carmelo Hayes. Who do we think it is, right? Trenton said, whoop that Trick, which I would absolutely love. I mean, if Trick Williams does lose the NXT Championship at Deadline this weekend to Ridge Holland, then maybe he does get called up. I'm not sure, honestly, what with Penta being around. And rumors were they were going to bring Penta and Rey Fenix straight to the main roster. So they could bring Penta in, go straight to the main roster. We could get Penta against Carmelo. It could be Oba Femi, who we haven't seen in quite a while down in NXT. Definitely someone that I think will make his way to the main roster sooner rather than later. Whether they want him to have like an NXT championship run first, I'm not sure. But Trick Williams, someone else that's got to be in the conversation. So apparently a new superstar, someone special, some new superstar in line to face Carmelo. I don't know if we actually found out when that match is going to take place, though. That seems to have passed me by, but plenty of speculation around this moment as well. That really resonated with people. Of course, we had the Bloodline, and they messed a load of people up. Not everyone, though. They did let someone go, but obviously after their segment, they jump out the ring, and then we get this. This clip is really doing the rounds from tonight's SmackDown, so check this out.
You will never
Solo!
be
I acknowledge you, Solo! I acknowledge you!
Shut up! You suck, Jacob!
Mama said
So they were shouting stuff to try and get responses. These two guys shouted at quite a few superstars. We got another clip where they're shouting at Chelsea. Well, here they were shouting at Jacob. You suck, Jacob. Jacob responded, your mama suck deep. So, maybe a little words like you've got to remember this is PG. You got to remember that every moment you're being filmed, even if you're not on TV. You know, you're still being filmed. So, I don't know. It's just a little bit of harmless fun, but definitely doing the rounds. So, Aaron, thank you, my friends. This was the one that they let go. Shinsuke Nakamura had the Bloodline not wanting to attack him. This character rocks, said Crispy Wrestling. Word of Wrestling said even Jacob had to think twice. So he had the black goo sort of dribbling out of his mouth, and he was kind of backed up against the ropes. They could have jumped him. I think it was Solo, actually, that was like, no, don't bother. This one's a little bit strange. Let's not bother. And so they did let Shinsuke go. Obviously, this was a big development. We had word, and they did show replay as well. Tonga Loa tearing his bicep, right? And they actually showed the moment where I think he was protecting himself and ended up getting a torn bicep. Then, of course, Jimmy jumping off the top. You could see that his kind of foot hit first, and he broke his toe. He's out indefinitely. Tonga Loa out indefinitely. Bronson, we already knew had suffered a bad injury. I thought it was a broken ankle. It turns out to be a broken foot. And again, he comes off and like twists his foot over. So yeah, War Games kind of living up to its name and taking out quite a few of its competitors. So Bronson Reed, Jimmy Uso, Tonga Loa. We even got the X-Ray as well, which was kind of fun to see. So all three with legitimate injuries. Even Word of Wrestling's like maybe one for the thumbnail. It does kind of feel that way, doesn't it? But 3 stars injured. All the info you need on tonight's announced injuries from Bronson, Tonga Loa, and Jimmy Uso. Word of Wrestling, thank you. And here we go. Look at this. Merry Christmas, boys. I'm so pleased for them. I really like DIY. And I like to see them having success. I was a bit down when they lost the titles to Bloodline, but it was like, oh, that's okay. I understood it because it meant that the Bloodline now had something to lose, and it kind of felt like it worked for their story. But then, of course, Motor City Machine Guns ended up getting the belts off them. And I don't care about Motor City Machine Guns. So I'm pleased to see these guys getting these titles back. So we told you, whatever it takes, 2-time WWE Tag Team Champs. I hope they have a really good run with these titles now. I honestly don't mind a feud between them and Street Profits. Them and, like, face Street Profits. I think that could be really fun. As well as that as well, why can't we do Tommaso and Johnny and Candice against the Street Profits and B-Fab? B-Fab showed herself to be pretty good in ring, actually. Obviously still limited, but better than I was expecting. So, yeah, really pleased for them. Who could this be watching in the background? Said Psycho Dad Jess. And that is interesting, isn't it? Cannot make that out. I mean, maybe it's just someone backstage, but it's a very weird place to be standing. So who is watching them in the background? Is that the person that took out Street Profits? Of course, tonight it was meant to be Street Profits against Motor City Machine Guns. Someone attacked the Street Profits. I think it might turn out to be Johnny that attacked the Street Profits. But what if it actually turns out to be whoever this is? Genuinely don't know who that is. I mean, you just can't really make them out. But that is really well spotted. I do think that's interesting. So, Psycho Dad Jess, shout out to you. Yeah, so that clip of them shouting at Jacob, saying, like, you suck, and then Jacob responding. Nia Jax responded to that clip. She said, a lot of you wrestling fans' moms should be sucking more D. I think she means Sunny D, you know, Sunny Delight. Plenty of you could have just been swallowed. Word of Wrestling, wow, Nia Jax has commented on that Jacob Fatu reacting to a fan video. Is this PG? Yeah, it's PG. I've double checked it. It's definitely PG. This isn't, though. Samantha, thank you. Brandi said, Kevin used to be my friend. Now when I see him, I just think, does he look like a beep? Honestly. Hey, these are those guys again. Johnny, thank you. Let's turn it down a touch.
Chelsea, are you okay? Pick your shoes up, Chelsea. Are you okay?
Chelsea, are you okay? That dude's like, pick your shoes up, Chelsea. She shouts back, what do you think? So, there we go. That was a great spot tonight, wasn't it? Where Bianca had Piper on her shoulders, KOD on top of Chelsea. Really fun. And a really fun match as well. Bianca Piper had no right being that good on just a random SmackDown. So, yeah, really good. Really good. Johnny, shout out to you. Word Wrestling said, Naomi sends a threat to Candice LeRae. Candice, this is all your fault. I'm going to beat the wings off of you. So this was Naomi. Very upset, of course, because she was eliminated in the first round of the Women's US title tournament. I really wanted her to get through and to win this thing. I am far more passionate about Natalya winning the first Women's Intercontinental, though, so I feel like my focus is there more than here. But I'm still disappointed that it wasn't Naomi that went through. It was Tiffany instead. Right, Word of Wrestling again. Thank you, SlamX, good friend of the channel. They're making a point out of injuring Cody's ankle just over a week before Saturday night's main event. Having a little think there, SlamX, about the fact they're weakening the ankle. Then, of course, we would see Kevin at the end of the show stomping down on Cody's ankle. Very interesting. So, yeah, there is a bit of a story that can emerge out of that. I don't know if we have a little clip. I think we may do, about that brilliant interview that Michael Cole did with Kevin Owens in the car. Certainly the end as well, where he called Michael over. Michael came back and he just had the window come up and he just sort of looked at him. That was brilliant. Michael came back. He was like, are you going to apologize? And he just shut the window. I love that. Here's Naomi. She says, clock it. Look, Naomi has jumped number 9 to number 4 in less than 10 minutes. Naomi trending, but maybe not for the reasons she would want. Lots of people suspecting she attacked Jade. Carmelo said nobody from that weak-ass Raw roster is touching me. No, I think it could be Penta, or it could be someone from NXT. It could be Trick, or it could be Oba. Those are the kind of names that are floating around. So, yeah, no, I don't think it is anyone from the weak-ass Raw roster. But we're going to have to wait and see. Bianca says, what the? Am I next? What's happening? So Bianca reacting to the fact that a few weeks ago her tag partner was attacked backstage. And now this week, her partner, her fella, was attacked backstage. Obviously, the Street Profits, Montez Fords. So Bianca rightfully concerned. What if Bianca did both? What if she attacked Jade because she thought Jade was being an anchor? And what if she attacked Montez Fords because he didn't do the washing up last night? Huh? Just throwing it out there. Yeah, just throwing it out there. So Michin says, nah, now it's my time. So Michin against Tiffany Stratton, that match next week in the semi-finals of the tournament. We also have Bayley against Chelsea Green in the semi-finals of the tournament. Both of those matches next week. Yeah, this was that car interview and this moment where Kevin said that he'll deal with Sami Zayn, right? Like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Big indicator that he's upset with Cody right now. And he is certainly upset with Sami as well. And we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. These guys have feuded several times, many times. But every time it bangs. Their matches, they were just made to wrestle each other. So Kevin Owens against Sami. Oh, I am here for it, even though I've seen it so many times now. But, yeah, a lot of people won't have, actually. It's been a while since we last did it. It's going to bang. It's going to be awesome. I can't stop watching this. Yeah, this cell is so amazing. Oh, look at that. Look at that cell. I mean, the way that he goes down, look at that. I mean, it doesn't actually look safe. If I'm being honest. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't look that safe. But, look at that. But, I mean, he survived. So, I can't stop watching this, said the Boulder. I know, I agree. Amazing. Naomi said, my man's toe is broke and I've lost another title opportunity. Oh, your girl is down bad. Yeah, this was that moment. I don't think I'd get away with playing it, but Sportskeeda loved it when he kicked him out and then just had the window go up. Brilliant. Gunther, the Ring General, meeting with Nick Aldis. This was a big moment. This was a big moment because, again, that has repercussions with Cody going the other way. But we know that Netflix are interested in Cody. They want Cena, they want Cody, they want Roman, they want all the big names. But listen, you can't have both the world champions. So does it look like Gunther's going to go the other way? Bloodline wreaked havoc, as we said, all over the show. And look at Shinsuke. The aura is just off the charts at the moment. Excellent. I love his new entrance. Really, really good. Badass, said Crispy. We saw Jesse the Body Ventura, and of course we had some big news regarding him today. As well as that, we got Elektra Lopez looking amazing. So, nearly 20 minutes just on the Smackdown folder is pretty wild, but there was so much stuff. You know, it's a show that I think might have actually underwhelmed a few people. But actually, if you sit down and look at the amount of talking points, there was actually quite a bit in the show. So, right, with all of that, let's go to the different folders. We want to go bookmarks. We want to go WWE. Boom. So, brand new show, A&E and WWE announce an expansion of its programming partnership. It'll include the debut of the new competition series, WWE LFG Legends and future greats. Now, this has got a lot of upcoming talent that are going to be put with legends. So I think like Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Booker T, like these are some of the names that are going to be working with this emerging talent. It's going to be on A&E. And it's kind of hard to figure out if it's going to be like a Tough Enough type thing or how it's going to work or who the talent are even going to be. We don't know if they're like WWE ID people or if they're performance center people, if they're people that just don't have any contracts whatsoever. We really don't know, but a new show coming early 2025, and I love these kind of things. I really think it expands the WWE world, so I'm a big fan of this. So yeah, let's go LFG. So Aaron, thank you, my friend. Lynette, appreciate it. So the original plan for New Day was they were going to turn heel by choosing Odyssey Jones over Big E. When Odyssey Jones came in, they were going to tease issues about not getting along, but they would get along, and he was going to be the Big E replacement. So this is where this story has been going for a long time, right? And this is coming courtesy of everyone's favorite wrestling journalist, Dave Meltzer. Cal, shout out to you. Shinsuke Nakamura's new entrance look was designed by Jason Baker, the person who designed a lot of the Wyatt masks. Now, I know that he designed all of this, but I don't know if like the background and everything was him. I don't think it was. I wanted to include it because of the wording, entrance look. I think it's just this. I mean, we spoke about that on a previous Unseen, so I think it's just this. But the picture sort of made me wonder if it was more everything. But I think it's just like the mask and everything and the helmet. So, right, Christopher, shout out to you. Roman Reigns is no longer advertised for Saturday night's main event or any WWE event for the rest of 2024. So as of right now, we don't know that we're seeing Roman again this year. It could be that he now goes into hibernation for the holidays and then comes back for that Raw Netflix show. He'll definitely be on that. So yeah, don't know that we see Roman again before that Netflix Raw. I am the Color Red. Shout out to you. Bloodline family member set to debut after wrapping up New Japan career. So Hikuleo is now coming into WWE. Apparently, he has finished all of his New Japan commitments. I'm not sure when they concluded, but he is going to NXT first. So, very interesting update there. Hikuleo goes to NXT. Apparently, he is in the system now, so we should be seeing him really at any point. I'm the Color Red said it feels like we already knew this, but it is now confirmed. So as revealed on the Bill Simmons podcast, Jesse Ventura will return to the broadcast table for Saturday night's main event. I hope he kills it. I hope he does a great job on December 14th, and then I hope we bring him back for the next one in January. Brilliant. Love that. So that was the WWE folder. Let's go over to Karrion folder. We got a few bits in here. Don't worry. No big, long 20-minute breakdowns or anything, right? But I did really enjoy that yesterday. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Now, me and David have been talking about this, right? So David sent me a couple of messages. So David, shout out to you. I always enjoy when I can having different conversations. It can be a little bit tricky sometimes because my notifications can sort of drown me a little bit. But David was saying that's where I think he's coming from, Karrion. I think he's using that we were supposed to work together. He was a big part of my career to push his notion that he's doing better than Bo, right? So I responded to that, and I wanted to just include it here because it's one of those where when you start writing out a response, you actually end up somewhere you maybe didn't think about at first. So how can Karrion claim to be doing better than Bo when he's been so criminally underutilized? Again, he's not been on a PLE since WrestleMania. So actually, since Bo came in, neither of them have been on a PLE. Actually, like main events, I think probably Wyatt Sicks have had more than Karrion. and TV time. Maybe Wyatt Sicks has had, well, I'd say almost definitely they've had more TV time than Final Testament since the summer. So I'm not sure on what metric Kross could be claiming to be doing better than Bo. So when he's talking about doing Bray's bidding better, who's doing it better, I don't know that he's necessarily saying that he's doing better than Bo, right? As I said here, I don't think it's that. And it got me thinking about, well, okay, what does he mean then? What does he mean? So Bo has come back and carried on Bray's work through a revitalized White Rabbit campaign, which was Nightbirds. He's put the Wyatt Sicks group together to help underutilized talent, and he's resurrected and also evolved the Uncle Howdy character. So Bo has come back and he's done quite a bit, quite a lot, right? I think Karrion is trying to say, what did Bray stand for? And what was he trying to achieve? Right? Then asking, who is continuing that work more accurately? Is it Bo or is it me? Because the thing is, we don't know what Bray was coming back to do. When Bray came back at the end of, 2022? We didn't know exactly what he was coming back for. And that story was sort of unraveling, wasn't it? I mean, really, the first bit leads to the intro of Uncle Howdy. Then, obviously, the next stage is the Pitch Black match and the feud with LA Knight. Then we're about to go into a feud with Bobby Lashley, but then Bray tragically passes away. So I never really felt like we got anywhere in regards to what was he trying to achieve, right? I don't know what Bray was trying to achieve. I mean, we didn't even know that we were building towards the return of the Fiend until it was shown in that documentary. So I think Karrion is trying to say, he's trying to ask, what did Bray stand for? Yeah, what was he trying to achieve, right? Then, once you know the answer to that, you can answer this question. Who is continuing that work, that vision more accurately right now? Is it Bo or is it Karrion? So maybe that is the secret that Karrion possesses. Maybe that is the knowledge that Karrion has. Karrion knows where the Bray story was going. He knows what Bray's mission was last time. We don't know that, because obviously it ended before it really got going. But Karrion was talking with Bray and was quite close to Bray. So maybe he has that knowledge. And maybe the work that Karrion does now is more in line with what Bray was going to be doing than what Bo is doing right now. Which is why Karrion keeps talking about how he's doing Bray's bidding better. Just something to really chew over, just something to think about. I would not have kind of come to that if it wasn't for David's and the conversation I had with David there. So just something to chew over. I'm not saying that's correct, but Karrion does claim to have this secret. He does claim to know things and be close with Bray, and just trying to put a few pieces together. Other people have put those pieces together and have come to the conclusion that Karrion carries the essence of the Fiend, right? They've put the pieces together and come up with that. I'm putting the pieces together and I've come up with something a little different. So again, something to chew over there. I do like chucking things like this into Unseen every once in a while. Arrows 1, shout out to you. Joe Gacy posted this on Instagram. It's an image from the forthcoming match. Of course, we will see the Wyatt Sicks in action on Monday against Final Testament and The Miz. Crosses in the eyes of Karrion Kross, just like back in the day with the Funhouse. Wendy Lucho, thank you. Wyatt Sicks said this was never about you. We didn't want you over an image of Karrion Kross. Which, again, goes back to what we said in Unseen yesterday. That post that went about, this is why Uncle Howdy wanted you. This is why he's going after Karrion. And we made that point. He was never going after Karrion. It was never about Final Testament. They made that very clear. You know, they said it to Miz when they kidnapped Miz. This was never about them. And, we're just getting a reminder of that right here. This was never about you. We didn't want you. You inserted yourself into our business, right? Now it is about you. Karrion said, it's absolutely true. They target people they seem certain about that they can terrorize without fear from the prey. They're just like ordinary people competing with a chance to lose. So that was Karrion's response to this. Right, Karrion also posted this. So Ian, shout out to you. So here's Karrion. He says, I love them. And if you don't, or if you're not jumping on and making the purchase now, you're an insane person, right? So what purchase is this? Here he is. We can sort of skip forward a bit. Here we go. Big reveal. Big reveal. It's a new day. Yes, it is. There we go. There. Look at that face. Look at that face. So, very good. Very fun from Karrion. So, we know that he appreciated what they did on Monday. Wrestle Night, if there truly was a plan before this plan, and I believe there was, I believe that Karrion was going to feud with Bray. I don't know about them joining forces or anything like that, but I do think Karrion was going to be in a future opponent of Bray. So I think there was a plan that never came to fruition because of Bray's passing, right? Then the "we didn't want you" becomes a lot more cryptic and darker. I don't know that it's that deep, but I did want to include it. I think this "we didn't want you," this was never about you, is the Wyatt Sicks just referring to right now. But I do think Wrestle Night has got a point about we don't know, you know, how deep this goes or how dark this is. Because what if Karrion was going to be in the Wyatt Sicks originally when Bray was still around, right? And what if it's more of a message to do with that? I don't think it is. I think it's more to do with now. It's very hard, isn't it, to kind of include storyline plans that we never got to because of Bray's passing. Like, that is going to be quite tricky to include because we never saw them. Things never went that way. We've just got to take people's word for it, right? So I think you can sort of hint to that, but I don't know how far you can go with all of that. So I think this is more to do with now, personally. But again, something to get you thinking. Erase Your Mind, don't know, Karrion. You seemed a bit worried right there, right? So here, Karrion, just giving a little bit of a look. This was when the Wyatts had attacked. And Karrion says, not at all. Not at all. You might think I'm worried here, but not at all. I was confused because I thought he farted. You had to be there, I guess. So there we go, Karrion, just having a little bit of fun, as usual, with the fans. So that was the Karrion folder. We've done WWE, we've done SmackDown, we've done the Karrion folder. There actually isn't loads in fun. This is fun, but in a slightly different way. So this is just a minute long, but it's actually Triple H directing the new Shinsuke entrance at Survivor Series. The Nakamura era is here. So here, the music is pretty loud. I'm going to turn that down.
Trying to get it in silhouette. Lose these top lights. When he gets here, he walks into a low line underneath light. So I want to see what it looks like. So he walks here, he stops for a second, then that light walks with him.
He's going to walk to me. And
he's going to walk. So yeah, he's going to walk into this light.
Right. So I should probably remain here and walk to me.
I think so, yeah.
We're sending Shin back.
Do you think you walk out, or in that first couple of seconds, when we black out, do we load you here? You know what I mean? Just load you here, and then once you see that red light turn on, you know what I mean? You can kind of come up and start to walk. Dim it down, so I just want to light him up from underneath, so it's creepy, but I don't want him overlit. You know what I mean?
I've just turned that down because, of course, it's music. Yeah, hard to juggle showing you this without like playing the music, obviously for like issues, copyright issues, but it just gives you that glimpse, that taste kind of behind the scenes and the work that goes into delivering these moments and these entrances. So really cool, really good. I really enjoyed that. Should we see what Liv Morgan's up to? It'd be just fun, wouldn't it, to see what she's chatting about. I think she's with Sheamus here. So Liv, what are you up to, mate?
Liv Morgan's butt stuff, because it's like strictly like this is just, we're only working on our gluteus maximus, so I think, you know, butt stuff is cool. And
so it's Liv Morgan's butt stuff.
Yeah.
Is that what we're gonna call it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I know what I'm doing after this. I'm getting over to Celtic Warrior workouts to watch whatever video this is, because it does seem like they're going in a very exciting new direction. So there we go. And as well as that, check this out. Fade said a fan got a WWE NXT star, Stephanie Vacour, face tattoo and on them, and it looks great. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the detail on that. Really, really cool. That is really, really cool. I wonder how long they've been a fan for. I mean, I wonder if they've just been so impressed with her since she arrived in NXT, or is this someone that's been following her career for a long time? I would hope they've been following a long time. This would strike me as quite extreme, quite an extreme thing to do if you've only been following her since she arrived in NXT, you know? But, really good. Really cool. So there we go. That was that. And I don't even think there is an other folder. So no other folder. So there we go. We pretty much covered everything. We just need to do thanks. Don't forget though, we are back later with NXT Deadline. We're doing the watch along for that. We're going to do UFC straight after. So once again, Unseen will be delayed, but that's okay. You know, we'll get to it. And actually, by the time we get to it, we can really wrap up whatever goes down tomorrow. So, and there'll be plenty of talking points, of course, because NXT Deadline is a pretty big show for NXT. So looking forward to that. So thanks, Brady. Shout out to you. Johnny, shout out to you. Mark, shout out to you. Word of Wrestling, appreciate it, my friend. Chris, thank you, my friend. Sweet Jim Wrestling, thank you. White Rabbit, thank you. Tony, appreciate it. Manuel, thank you. OTC, thank you. King Yeet Newsletter, thank you, my friend. Jang Tae Sang, thank you. Lee, appreciate it. Kelly the Wise Lady, appreciate it. Jimmy Johnson, thank you, my friend. And Casper, thank you. I really do appreciate all the retweets. I mean, I really do try to like retweet them as well where I can, whenever I get to them. But it really is so appreciated. And again, all the tags with the whenever the Wyatts tweet, you guys are tagging me. And again, it's really appreciated. Cubs fan 16, thank you. Howdy LFC, thank you. Raymond, thank you. Princess Kutab Itch, thank you. Ratchet, appreciate it, buds. Little Fuego, thank you. Word of Wrestling, thank you. Ariel Liz, thank you. Craig, appreciate it. Wrestling fan since day one, thank you. It's Kaz81, thank you, my friends. J Omega, thank you. Creature, appreciate it. Arrows 1, thank you. FGC Dads, thank you, my friends. Emmanuel, Monster Mayhem 23, Arios 1, and Hair Metal Forever. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to everyone that supports this video series and supports the channel. It is so appreciated. Hope you had a great Friday night. As we said, we are back later with NXT Deadline. We'll have another Unseen for you tomorrow. Bye for now.